Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, SMC. How you doing? We'll just let a few more people join, and then we'll get this show on the road. Morning, Tommy from Norway. How you doing? You guys could give me a thumbs up just to make sure the sound's okay. You can see my screen all right. That would be a great help. Thank you, SMC. Make sure you're subscribed, guys. If you want to comment, you'll need to subscribe to leave comments. Thanks, Tommy. We've got CPI today. So let me know what you think. I was thinking about just running through the straddle method that Kimvesco has showcased before, to expedite evals. I thought we could maybe have a quick look at how I approach that, because I am going to attempt to expedite some evals today myself. Let me know if you want to see that in the comments. Otherwise, we can just jump straight into the charts. We'll just give it a couple more minutes, let a few more bods join. Ashok, good morning. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I've got a handful of Apex accounts that I purchased today that I'm going to try and expedite. Okay, we'll have a look at the process then, why not? For Apex, you still have time. We'll try not to keep this stream too long today, because obviously want to get set up for CPI news as well. And you still have time to purchase some evals. Apex have 80% off at the moment, so you can use code Jimmy if you want to try and grab some Apex accounts to expedite. Let's have a look at the process then. So I'll use the 5-minute time frame. That's just how I approach it. It really doesn't matter. So the first thing I want to do, I have a trade copier set up. I use the affordable indicators duplicate account actions. So that's set up in the background on NinjaTrader. And you just need to make sure that you have the correct account connected for your master account. So I always execute in TradingView. So I make sure that the master account is the account that I have connected down here. Thanks, Ashok. I appreciate that. I'll keep the videos coming every day. I don't plan on stopping. All right, so we're on the 5-minute time frame, and this is how I approach this. And shout out to Kimvesco, because Kimvesco is the one who showcased and has provided the information on this idea previously, and it works really well. He's also collected a lot of data on that and this approach. So with CPI today, we want to look at using, say, a 40 pad. So that pad size is how many points? So 40 points, basically. I'm going to use a 45 pad today, just my personal preference. So what we would do to set that up, let's say we're very close to 8:30 news. We're going to drop our position tool on, and we'll set it up so that we have 45 points either side, so that we can see the 45 here, 45 here. JDN, I use the affordable indicators duplicate account actions. That's the trade copier I use. Oh, you can't see the screen. Sorry, guys. Let me check that. Why is that not showing? Yeah, is that better? You should see the screen now. So yeah, JDN, I use the affordable indicators trade copier, which connects to NinjaTrader as an indicator. It works very, very well. I'm actually making a video on that at the moment, just to show how you get set up and how you connect the indicator, and then how to use it as well. So that'll be coming out in hopefully tomorrow. That will be coming out. Okay, so we're on the 5-minute chart. We're looking at the straddle method, thanks to Kimvesco. This is his baby, but I thought it was pertinent to showcase it again with CPI not so far away. So I'm going to use a 45 pad. So as we draw close to time, we have the pad set up. So this is, the pad is 45, 45. So this is our position tool. Okay, and then essentially we're just using this to follow price. So as price moves up and down, we're just trying to keep the pad close to that. We're going to go into settings. We're going to make sure instant order placement is turned off for the time being. And then under price, we are going to go right click, under price, trade, and we're going to choose sell stop. We're going to get our trade panel up here. Now for me, trading 50k Apex accounts is what I'm trying to expedite today. I'm going to use 10 contracts, because that's the max allocation. And then I'm going to set a take profit. What am I setting my take profit at? Bear with me. 240. find I can't do math these days without a calculator. I mean, we just use them too much. Anyway. You want to turn off instant order placement so you can actually set this up. If you have it on, it will essentially set and place the trade. So we're going to set take profit at 240, 10 units, and then sell. So that's going to place our sell stop and our profit target. Then we're going to do the same thing above price. But this time we're going to put a buy stop in. This information is already populated. Take profit, buy stop. Then we're going to go back into settings, turn instant order placement back on, because when we move these orders, we want them to move. So if we didn't have instant order placement on, when we move this, it will want to readjust the order every time. If we move this individually, you need to hold shift to be able to move the bracket order together. Okay. So we'll move that back to 240. So then essentially what you're doing is waiting for price and the news to drop. So yeah, it's 3K profit. Shock, yep. So what we want to do, we're going to follow price. Okay. And within about 10 seconds before news drops, so let's say that 10 seconds is about to be, we want to hold shift and drag our order to the top of our position and move the bottom. Okay. And that's set then. Once news drops, the way I tackle it is as soon as I'm filled one way, I close the position the other way. And then I'll wait and see what happens. You know, obviously the hope is that we just get a move in one direction and we push straight through, grab our orders, hit our TP, and we're done. What do we got? With Apex, it's 10 contracts, but with my funded futures, it's 3. Yes, 3 contracts with my funded futures. That's right. If it's the starter account, it's 3 contracts. If it's the expert, it's 5 contracts. My funded futures, the benefit of my funded futures, although you don't have the larger or the more available contracts to trade, is that when you pass your eval, you go straight to funded with no additional fee. And then it's a max 3 accounts. Let's remove these orders so that I don't get a fill. So you can only trade 3 accounts at the same time with my funded futures. Obviously, Apex gives you more scalability with up to 20 accounts. Obviously, then you need the trade copier to work with that. Yes, you're right, Tommy. It's 60 ticks. I had 60 points in my head for some reason. It is 60 ticks with 10 contracts. So I would actually set like probably a 16 pad or something like that. Sorry, a 16 take profit, a 16 point take profit, because just to give me that little bit of room in case, you know, I don't get a good feel or whatever, and to still try and get that 3K target. So hopefully that was beneficial, guys. I hope that was clear and concise, and will help you hopefully expedite some evals today. And again, just a big shout out to Convesco, who is the father of that strategy, the straddle method. All right, let's zoom out and let's push through a bit of analysis so we can get ready for CPI. So here we are on NQ on the daily. We can see price has closed through this bearish FEG. And because we've closed through that, we therefore have disrespected that bearish FEG. And I would actually be looking for price to move to the next area of liquidity, which will be this swing high that's also aligned with this bearish FEG here. Tuesday closed above Monday, so we have a nice close above Monday, so we can look to see the same bias play out. Again, any of this is subject to CPI, which will pretty much, like FOMC, can destroy any analysis. So we'll see what happens. But going into prior to CPI, that's what I'd be looking at. CPI could obviously change my opinion on that. So looking for price to reach higher on NQ. If we have a look at the hourly, feel free to throw any questions in the chat too, guys. Yeah, Cyro, yeah, 50 points needed on MFFU. I was able to expedite a couple of evals last week from my funded futures, and that was using just I think it was an expert 5 contract account. You know, the news was favorable and went in my direction, and it worked. But yes, you need that larger TP on the my funded futures evals. So price is just nicely tracking higher here, and as we continue to move up, we keep respecting these order blocks. We can see price respecting the order blocks here. Even here, we do respect it. We get a close low, but we come straight back through. Again, respecting the order block. We had a change in the state of delivery. And also a bullish unicorn. We have displacement here. We've got a gap, and there's another one here as well. And we can see price has respected that breaker. It's tried to come back down. It hasn't been able to push through that level. So at the moment, respecting this reversal, we have low resistance liquidity, and I could just imagine seeing CPI take all that, but who knows what CPI will do. So at the moment, bullish price action here, and we keep respecting these bullish PD arrays as well. So we can see that these hourly bullish FEGs are being respected. and these standard deviations align nicely with this low resistance liquidity as well. So that for me is a nice target area for price to reach to. Good morning, Ash. Thanks for joining. All is well. All is well here. How are you doing? Okay. Let's have a look at ES. So ES came down into this bullish FVG on the daily and found support here and has managed to react and push higher. We had this body of Monday respected, the 50% of that respected. You can see that almost perfectly. Yesterday, price reacted and pushed straight back up. And we got a close above. So using this for me as the most recent information, I'd be looking for price to continue to move higher. So dropping down to the hourly. And a similar picture here to NQ. Bullish change in the state of delivery. We had displacement back through, so we swept these lows. We had a stop hunt, and then we had displacement back through, giving us our change in the state of delivery. And again, we have a bullish breaker here. So another hourly unicorn here on the on ES. And similar to NQ, price is just grinding up. But again, respecting these bullish PD arrays as well. We also have the -2 to 2.5 aligned with this low resistance liquidity here. This is our high resistance liquidity and our low resistance liquidity. So high resistance liquidity on our side of price, low resistance on the other side of price. Grave, hey Jimmy, been loving the analysis. Just wondering, do you also live execute or just drop gold analysis? I don't live execute. I just do my thing with my analysis, but I do try to share any executions I take. So overall, bullish on ES. Let's have a look at gold. Gold has been pushing out of this bullish FEG, but it has been just chop. I haven't really liked gold over the last few days. It's or almost, what do we got? A couple of weeks really, with all this chop. But it is respecting this bullish FEG on the daily. So targeting the highs. We've got this low resistance liquidity through here, these failure swings. Obviously this is another lower high here. So targeting higher prices on gold. So when gold had a sweep here, our first moment in time when we had a change in trend was here, this level here. So we had a bullish change in the state of delivery with displacement through here. We can see that. And price has respected that level. It is grinding up slowly here, but it's also creating a lot of low resistance liquidity. So once we reach the highs, will we come back down and take all this out? We will see what happens, but overall still bullish on gold. Oh look, let's have a look at this while it's here. This was this is the hourly on oil yesterday, and this is a great example of our concepts playing out. So I was bearish on oil yesterday, and we'll drop out to the daily in a second, have a look. But here's a beautiful hourly bearish unicorn, respected. You know, you've got two opportunities to get into this. We've got displacement here. It's very small, but there is displacement just through here. That's all we need. It doesn't matter how big the FEG is. It just has to be there and aligned with our breaker. And then you can see from our high to our low, our standard deviations projection. This was actually my target yesterday, and we well exceeded that. So yeah, just a great example of our concepts at work. And we actually went to the next swing low. So let's drop out to the daily. So now we're at a swing low. Okay, which is this level here. We are having a reaction to that level. So for me, I would be having a bullish bias. When we're at a swing low, that gives us a bullish bias. Now, the reason I had a bearish bias, if we look at this low here, was the previous most recent information until yesterday. The way I looked at this sort of price action through here was there was no displacement. Like, price just continued to really struggle to move higher. So I've had a bearish bias on oil all week because of this sluggishness to actually, or willingness to want to move higher. And price has finally reached these lower targets. So as I said, this level here was my initial target. This was a bonus. But now we are getting a nice reaction from this level, and price is looking to turn around. So bullish on oil. And just remember, guys, if you do trade oil, we have inventories today at 10:30. So you're probably going to want to wait till after inventories to take a position on oil if you do see something you like beforehand, because obviously oil opens at 9. My suggestion would be to make sure you close your positions before 10:30. So on the hourly here, this is our sweep of an important level. We haven't got our sort of unicorn reversal, which we like to see, something like that. But we have a reversal nonetheless, because we can also see reversals like this. Okay. We have change in the state of delivery here. And that's with displacement. So we have this bullish FEG here, and again, there's another one here, but we do have displacement. So what I'm going to want to see is price respecting this bullish change in the state of delivery. If price was to come back down, I want to see this level support price for price to continue higher. Otherwise, we're going to keep bleeding. Price is putting in a good effort at the moment to get through this hourly bearish FEG, which is quite a large FEG. We've got to close above the consequent encroachment and actually respecting that as well. So when we came back down, we tested that, and now we're getting to bounce away. So that's a good sign to see price move higher. We also have low resistance liquidity and nice juicy equal highs for price to target. Let's have a look at Euro futures. So we're currently located at a swing low, therefore a bullish bias. But the trap here is that we're now inside a bearish FEG. So now that becomes our most recent information. So if we're located at a bearish FEG, then our bias will be bearish. So in this situation, I will stay with a bearish bias because of the most recent information. But then I also just tread a little bit more carefully. So I would look at the hourly structure to give me more of a indication on what price I might want to do. So we have high resistance liquidity here on our side of price. And lots of low resistance liquidity on the other side of price as well. We also have change in the state of delivery right here. Again with displacement. So watching this and being patient with 6E if I was to look for a position. Again, that's not going to happen anyway until after CPI and after New York Open. So that'll give us plenty of time to see whether these levels are respected or disrespected. So here we are on Dixie. So price located inside a bullish FVG. We just want to try and keep bias as simple as possible. So at the moment, price is still located in that FVG. It may invalidate that. We have already pushed through, but we haven't got a close below, obviously, because this candle has only just started for the day. But We're located at a bullish FEG, so therefore I'm going to have a bullish bias. And we also have some low resistance liquidity here for price to reach for. Let's have a look at the hourly. I don't know, Dixie always seems to have these ugly candles. So these equal highs stand out for me. With low resistance liquidity, you see price already reaching for that. Price respecting this bullish PD array here, this bullish FEG. High resistance liquidity on our side of price. But again, just waiting for CPI to see what CPI does to destroy this chart. Okay, let's jump over to Forex quickly. I was just looking at 6E when I was doing my analysis, but I noticed that there is a small difference between the two charts. They're not quite the same. So price respecting this bullish FEG here on the daily, and obviously we're located at a swing low. So looking for price to reach higher, but then we are resting in this same FEG. So being patient on 6E. Let's wait and see what CPI does before we confirm that bias. GBP, let's clean that up a bit. So resting in this bullish FEG and located at a swing low. We also see that there's a tiny little FEG in here that price has reacted to. So price is reacting to this bearish FEG. So I would be looking to reach to this external here. You can see price is a little bit rangy, hey. This sort of range, I'd like to see price just pick a side, and then if it's going to respect that side, and if it aligns with my bias, then I'd be looking for a position. There's a lot of low resistance liquidity down through here, but at the moment price is respecting these hourly bullish FEGs. So yeah, as I say, until price chooses a side here, I'm not really interested in forming a bias on GBP. And again, we'll see if there's a reaction at CPI. Let's have a look at the chat quickly. Apex $85 activation fee offer ends on 11th September. Yeah, so tonight at 12. So if we pass today, will the $85 be higher? No, I believe the $85 is through till the 15th, if my memory serves. Give me 2 seconds, I'll just check in. The Apex Discord, see if there's something in there. It says $85 for all PA lifetime fees until the 11th on any account. So let's hope that if I pass or anyone else passes that we can activate it straight away. We have today to activate it, so that should be all right. The Unicorn Queen, good morning. Yep, we'll jump back to the NQ bias, no worries. JDN, Jimmy charting going. Thank you, I'm humbled, truly humbled. Let's go back to NQ quickly, and then we'll have to wrap it up so everyone can get ready for CPI in 45 minutes. Yeah, so I had a bullish bias, or I have a bullish bias at this stage on NQ. We can see price respected the 50% level of the daily candle here yesterday. And we got a close above. So because we're not at a point of interest, that's why I'm using this sort of process. Also with the correlation with ES has a bullish bias as well. The other thing is if we duck out to the weekly quickly, we can see that there was a huge reaction here to this bullish FEG, and price has done a similar thing when it's come into, I mean, it hasn't got this crazy wick, but when we've hit this bullish FEG, we've had a reaction again straight away. So maintaining a bullish bias on NQ. All right, have we got any more questions? Yeah, sorry, I'm not sure. We just have to hope that we can get the $85 fee tomorrow if the email doesn't come through straight away. I can't remember. It's been a little while since I've played around with Apex evals. I can't log into TradeAbout account. I just bought a 50K. The credentials you're using for the 50K are the ones that you've put into TradeAbout, I assume. No worries, the Unicorn Queen. four S's. I don't know how to say that name. Let's have a look at CHF here. So this is the most recent information. Price is not at a point of interest through here. So using this most recent information, I would also have a bullish bias, looking for price to reach to at least this level here, and then target this internal. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up there. The Unicorn Queen's just thrown a last question in. Jimmy, what's your thoughts on this being an election year and the seasonal tendencies of indices to be inversely correlated with the dollar? Now they seem to be running in sync at times. Great question. And probably one I really don't have a clear answer on. Yeah, the correlation is a tricky one sometimes, isn't it? Because we have this inverse correlation with Dixie, and when they're aligned, obviously, it sort of throws doubt to your analysis or doubt to your positions. But you know, I just look at what the chart's telling me on a day-by-day basis. I'm not even really looking at whether it's an election year or what's happening. The only thing I'm looking at is if we've got news today and what the information on the chart is. So I just try and use that to give me my my ideas for the day, and then I execute accordingly. So if, you know, Dixie, NQ, and ES are all telling me they're bullish for the day, well, you know, I just tread a little bit carefully. But if a position presents itself, then and it aligns with my bias and my hourly structure, then I'll still take the position. So it's probably not the full answer you're after, but it's just the way I approach it. All right, guys, have a great Wednesday. If you're going to expedite some evals, good luck. I hope it works out favorably for you. Likewise for myself. We'll see how we get on. And I will catch you all next Wednesday for the midweek market meetup. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Catch my daily videos every other day, though.